Are we live? All right, so we're giving you guys an insight on the managers of AFI, right? So we have Robert. He is our nighttime supervisor.
Yeah.
We got Justin, the newest lab manager.
Ooh.
We have German over media, and we have Josh stuck over the entire family.
Why you give him the loudest one, bro?
Kiss up.
Let's look at a ride home, right?
Yeah, about right. So in a normal meeting of the minds, right, what do we normally go over?
Manager meeting, what depends. If Josh comes in and he kind of looks red, we know it's going to go bad pretty quick. But if he comes in laughing and smiling, then we know it's going to be a good meeting.
I don't know, because I've laughed and smiled at first, and then it turned into what? The what? like I remember it was one time, and this has to be the funniest, right? And this was some years ago. This is probably about 4 or 5 years ago. He just comes back in. He's like, yeah, everything went good. He's, he's got a ponytail fresh, Yeah. So he's been out making money. So he's like, he's like, oh yeah, everything's good. Yeah, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, we're on the right track. This, and that.
You feeling good about yourself?
Next day we come back in. What in the hell happened? It's like, hey, I thought I explained this to you last night. It's like,
No.
No.
Our favorite catchphrase is, if it's not an email, it wasn't said. So he always says, like, man, but you told me last week, was it in the email? Man, it was not in the email, man. Yeah,
they will literally go, you approved that.
No, I didn't.
I wouldn't approve that. You approved it. Show me in writing. I want to see the email.
Every manager
I'm
is called
forwarding
like
it
that.
right now.
Every manager's like, well, I told you to be here at 7. No, you didn't.
Yeah.
You said be here at 8:30. I did?
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
I'm saying that I literally just had a conversation with customer service on that issue. And I said, is this what you told the customer? Absolutely not. And this was a very specific thing this customer called about, right? And I'm going, well, they don't even know what that is.
Where'd they get that
just
from?
like,
How do you argue that?
whatever.
What if they don't know? Like
Well, if you're the manager, you're supposed to know.
Yeah, that's the worst thing you can say to me is I don't know.
Yeah.
Like if you come to you and it's like, hey, well, how did this happen? Well, I don't know. And in my mind, I'm like, oh, so many expletives going on through there. It's like, no, you have to, because you have to come up with something. Like, when I first started working on my first job, I had a manager I worked with. He would say, lie to me, tell me something. Just tell me something. Just don't tell me you don't know. Right. Because it sounds like a level of incompetency. And then you ask everybody.
Something gets broke.
Right.
That's my favorite, right? You walk in and like literally the dock door is flapping in the wind because someone rammed it with a forklift.
Oh, sorry about that.
And you be like, hey, what happened to the door? Man, I don't know. Man, that had to rock the building.
But what if he didn't? But what if who you asked really genuinely didn't know?
Because I'm asking the manager.
Oh, yeah. I forgot.
Okay, Jerry. I feel you on that.
I forgot this is a manager's meeting. I forgot this was a manager.
Let's play this out, right? He's on night crew, and I come in the next morning, and the door's busted.
Oh, yeah.
So the next day, I come to Robert when he comes in, and I say, hey, what happened last night to the door? And he'd be like, well, I don't know. If someone drove a forklift through a door and the manager didn't know, there's only two things that could have happened. It's either he was taking the longest bathroom break on history.
Which he's known to do a couple times.
Well, okay, there could be 3. 2, he's not on the premises at all and is left.
Which he's known to do as well.
Or 3, he's lying straight to my face.
Which he's also known to.
Now, Robert, just because I worked with him for 10 years almost, right? He's probably going to look at me and just see what type of day I'm having. He'll be like,
they did what?
Right. I did hear something. I did.
Well, so that's what that
because
was.
It means no, you're night crew. I'm totally wrong. Are you sure day crew didn't do that?
That had to happen on first. Yeah. You know what? I'm going to get with Zach and ask him what happened. But there's certain things. It's just like, you'll be working and you hear certain things. It's like, and I look over at Halston. Halston just keep going. I know it's my responsibility to go try to figure out, because there's like variables when you got new people. So when you start seeing new things start to happen,
Okay, let's do a game.
I don't go to the old guy.
Yeah.
So
and then plus
you hear
Rob,
this loud sound outside, and it sounds like drums and pallets are falling
Right.
over. And the new guy was driving with a forklift. Does Haas go out there, or do you go out?
Oh no, I go. Well, generally, I would like to see like everybody try to see what the heck just happened here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
Make sure everybody's filming at once.
But but it is up to the manager to go out there and see what's going on, right? But
Okay, now let's go to the second analogy.
let's just hold on. But let's say now, let's just say we heard boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
Everybody up here is going to go see what happened.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everybody's going to go see what happened, but. Sometimes you be like, oh, okay, you hear something, or a skid, or a smack, or something like that, and you're like, all right, normal sounds of the warehouse. Some people, like me and Josh had this conversation, you can be the best worker in the world, but that doesn't mean that you're management.
Yeah, you can be a horrible
Because you have to deal with, I've always been told you can't deal with everybody the same way. And some people you go, and they just go into a shell. You come out, and it's like, hey, I need you to, but you have to go to them, and you have to kind of, you had a reject yesterday. So what are we going to do to make this better? Oh, well, if I had this, and so you deal with certain people in different ways because because there's a such thing as being a bad manager.
Right.
You know what I mean? And things like that when you deal with, because a lot of people have a lot of things going on. You have single mom with kids who, don't have any. We live in a place where it's basically a melting pot.
Oh, yeah.
So you have a lot of people who.
we were just talking about that.
Who
Men,
who
women,
don't have
old, young,
don't have a
all
lot of
across the
family.
board.
All they have is themselves and things like that. And so some cases you got to be understanding, And in some cases you have to know when to draw the line and when to say I've just had enough. Welcome to the club.
Well, that's what he's dealing with now because, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's funny you brought that up. That is the exact same thing. One of his first things that he had to go with, try to balance yes, we're a family-based company.
Yeah.
We enjoy our coworkers. We enjoy the family orientation.
Here's
we enjoy
the policy,
yeah.
but when do you stop enforcing just because their situation calls for it? Right. That you're understanding what's going on. Not that they're just slugs, not because they've gotten into drugs or booze and they're falling apart.
Yeah.
That they're trying to do the right things and the world's against them. So they just need a little help.
Wait, one question though: How do you know when to draw the line if it's a great worker, but there's just a couple things about that person that you wish they can improve on, but they physically and mentally just can't based on their situation?
Well, you weigh the good with the bad, and if it's more bad, then you gotta go.
I've always felt when I've exhausted myself in trying to help you. If you say, okay, I got to pick my kids up at 6, and I say, okay, well, we'll try to work with you around here, and we'll try to do this and work with this, and you still can't get it right. That's when I'm kind of like, it just seems like that you just.
There still has to be an advantage. So we need someone to do a job, and you're paid to do that job. If I'm babysitting you half the job, it's not going to work out.
It's just
If you need me to help you out every once in a while because you come, but literally when you come back in, you're trying to make up for it, and you're moving around as fast as you can, and I'm so sorry I didn't get this done, but I'm going to figure a way to make up for it. That's different than being like, hey, I appreciate you. Let me go for an hour appointment, and then you come back and you're like, slug, you're not getting anything done. That's the problem.
I mean, some people, it's just like the star quarterback on the team. He gets away with just a little bit because he's a good player. Right. And if you're good, you're good. And people tend, if you're dependable, if you're on time for most of the time, because some people do just go through things.
With that being said, man, congratulations. You've worked hard. I think we've saw you been kicking butt for a couple weeks now. I think your dad he's had his eye on you for at least 2 months. He was like, I think Justin's going to get there somewhere. He just stand back. And like he was saying, he was observing. He wasn't coming to tell you because, and then look, you could even stop your own blessing. A month ago, you wanted to quit. And he was like, you sure that's what you want to do?
Yeah, you're right. That does show a sign. If you do quit in the middle of a storm, you're weak.
You ever seen that meme where it's a dude like, they're both digging. They both got a shovel. One dude is like about to get to this huge diamond, and he turns around because he's like, it's taking too long. That could have been you. I mean, you fell into a diamond. I'm glad you did.
I appreciate it, Jeremy.
I think you're going to work out, bro. Congrats. But with that being said, get to work, bro. Thank y'all for tuning in. This started off as a manager meeting. We was like, hey, cut the mics on. So this is normally what a manager meeting comes down to. We was here trying to put Justin on game. So with that being said, like, comment, subscribe. Check us out. We love you guys. Hope you love us back. And if you don't, Still love you. So. All right, so we out.
Has anybody seen Josh?